Hey Scorpio, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel and welcome to your January 2017 Tarot and Astrology Videoscope. Hope you enjoy it. Why don't you set a spell so we can talk about the stars? We're going to be starting off the month of January with Mercury going retrograde in your second house. It's actually almost finished at this point when we make it to January. But Mercury will be retrograde in your second house and will go station direct on the 9th or 10th of January, depending on where you live. On the 3rd or 4th of January, depending on what part of the planet you live on, we'll have Venus moving into Pisces, and this is your 5th house. The 5th house is the Leo-ruled house of the creative spark. I also like to say that the 5th house literally has your DNA and fingerprints all over it because it's where you have skin in the game. It's concerning your pleasure-seeking ability or your pleasure-seeking. It governs your social life, your social circles. It also governs your children, the creation of those children. If you're an artist, your creative endeavors. But it also speaks to romance and falling in love and dating. So it could be that you're having a really nice time with Venus moving into that house for you, Scorpio. On the 12th or 13th of the month, we'll have a full moon at 22 degrees of Cancer in your 9th house. The 9th house is the Sagittarius ruled house of foreign people, foreign places, foreign things. The study of foreign languages could be the study of religion, philosophy, astrology, or higher education. Could be covering long-distance trips or adventures in questing as well. It speaks to legal system matters and political matters as well. I see the 9th house as your worldview expanded through travel or study. Now, concerning the full moon being in Cancer, it's going to be emotional because the moon rules Cancer, but Cancer also dictates home and family or roots and foundation. So it could be peppered with that as well. On the 12th or 13th as well, we'll have Mercury moving into Capricorn, joining the Sun and Pluto, where Pluto has been since 2008. This is in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is the house of your communications, siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and your neighborhood. It also deals with your commute and your vehicle, and it covers your communication, how you speak, how others interpret you, and how you interpret others, and your communication devices as well. On the 19th or 20th, we're going to have the Sun moving into Aquarius, and this is your 4th house. The 4th house is ruled by Cancer, and it's the house of your home and family, or your roots and your foundation. Home is where you live or where you consider home to be, and family is who you share that home with. That can be your parents, people you consider to be parents, your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies, your house guests, housemates, or roommates. Now on the 27th or 28th of the month, we're going to have an 8-degree new moon in Aquarius in your 4th house. So it may be a good time for you to start either redecorating, looking for a new roommate, or looking for a new place to stay. The 29th or the 28th or the 29th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we're going to have Mars moving into Aries, and this is your 6th house. Now, be careful with your health. If you have to have an elective surgery, Mars moving into the 6th house of work and health is normally an auspicious sign, depending on a lot of different things in your own personal chart. But Mars rules energy, impulse, aggression, also cutting. The 6th house deals with the Virgo ruled house of work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It also speaks to your day-to-day agenda and your daily to-do list. So with Mars moving into Aries in your 6th house, you may be dealing with a fever, is one very mundane way of looking at it. Or you could be dealing with a lot of headaches or a lot of like migraine pressure in your head. Could also be that you may need to have some dental work done. Alright, Scorpio, what I'm going to do, because that's really the end of the month, I'm going to grab my pen, make a note of the time, and grab my tarot cards and start shuffling for you, because it's that time now. Let me get my little desk over here. Well, it's not a desk, it's my clipboard, but you get what I'm saying. Scorpio, I shuffled and meditated, asking for the general messages off screen, but what I'm going to do now is use this time to remind you that this is a general reading for my Scorpio brothers and sisters. I say that because I have a Scorpio rising sign. I have the Scorpio ascendant. But if this reading doesn't resonate for you, I invite you to check your moon and rising sign placements. If you don't know where that is, then you can Google the words free natal chart and type in your birth information from your birth certificate there. If you don't have a complete birth certificate, then fill out what you know. But generate the chart and do some Googling on how to find your moon and rising sign. If you still can't figure it out, you can send me a copy of your astrological placement chart, and I will tell you where your moon and your rising placements are, because I feel like that is an important piece of information that we all need to know about ourselves. I will do that for you for free, but I will not be giving readings out, so just so you know. Alright, Scorpio, I'm going to cut. I'm laughing because I got to look at the underlying theme or the overarching energy card, and it's shown up quite a few times for these readings. For this, I want to say July. I've said July like 4 times in different videos and had to stop, and it's usually at the beginning, so I'd have to just stop and reshoot. But yeah, the top card, the first card will represent the present energy, the second will represent the past, the third will represent the obstacle, the fourth will represent the possible help, and the fifth will represent the possible outcome. I'm also going to pull a healing and meditation oracle card for you if I can get all of these cards to cooperate. Okay. And finally, from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, a brand new deck of mine that I've done in the last video series. I'm going to try to make it a part of my regular shooting cycle, kind of like how I use Elena Fairchild cards. As opposed to doing the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, though, I wanted to do the Healing and Meditation Oracle deck. I like to switch it up. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me cut this deck. Okay, lovely Scorpio, what I'm going to do now is hit the pause button, flip these cards over and do the tarot numerology math, and I'll be right back with your story. Hang tight, y'all. Hey Scorpio, I'm back with your cards, so let's go ahead and get started. The underlying theme or overarching energy for this spread, like I said, I caught a glimpse of it. This card has shown up a lot in many different readings, in many different positions, but ultimately this card is, for me, a card of regroup after trials or testing where possible, arguments, difficult times. This is catching your breath, recollecting yourself, and gathering yourself, either to defend yourself or to walk away from the battlefield, depending. The 9 represents the Sagittarius ruled house of your long-distance trips and adventures and questing. It covers the study of foreign religion or foreign language. It covers religion, philosophy, the study of astrology, the study of higher education fields. It also covers legal system matters and political system matters. I say that the 9th house is your worldview expanded through study or travel. You are having the full moon at 22 degrees of Cancer in your 9th house. So it could be that you feel like you are coming to the end of a cycle when it comes to something in this 9th house endeavor. I'm going to say for the majority it's dealing with school or travel. The wands represent fire sign energy, and the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You are having Mars moving into Aries at the end of the month, but that's in the 6th house, not the 9th house. The present energy starting out is the Two of Pentacles, and this is another card that's been frequenting a lot of my readings for this series. The Two represents the Taurus ruled house of your money, possessions, earning ability, self-esteem, and values. Anything you could point to, classify, identify, quantify, or introduce as mine would probably fall under the second house. The Pentacles represent resources that you would expend on another living thing, situation, or circumstance. It can be anything from your money, your time, your health, your energy, your love, devotion, etc. But it's finding a balance. It's striking a balance between two different things. You value them both, but you're having a hard time finding balance. I also noticed this big figure 8 right here, which always makes me think of Scorpio. But I feel like this could also be involving somebody that has a lot of fire sign energy in them because of the coloring of this character's costume. Could also be dealing with, like I said, Mars moving into Aries. I really feel like some of y'all might be dealing with fevers or headaches or something like that as well. And it could be coming from money and resources or that type of thing where the headache is coming from. The situation in the past is the Four of Pentacles. The Four represents the Cancer ruled house of home and family or roots and foundations. The Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This represents knowing where everything is. This is the bean counter. This is knowing where every cent is because you don't have a penny to spare. I also see this as a stingy card. Some people see it as the tightwad card too. Just depends. But the past is that you've been dealing with a period of lack, a period of lean, and you've been trying to balance. And it may be that you're kiting bills. It may be that you're trying to, asking for extensions or delays because you need to try to do this, this, and this. And it looks like it was a big shift for you because the obstacle for you is that you must have been doing good at one time because this is like the victory card. This is riding in on your high horse. It may be that you feel as though you're still here on the high horse, but really you're more here. You could be spending like you've got it and you don't. It may be that you need to find a new place to live to help you balance your budget better. It could be that the rent is too expensive. And you really, you love the place where you're at, but you need to move on because it's impacting you and has been impacting you for a while because you're beat down, you're wore out. Tired of fighting. Like I said, this is the victory card, or even like a little bit entitled, if you will. The obstacle is that could be coming to an end. Or that could be what, you acting entitled or acting high on the horse could be your downfall in the situation. The 6 represents the Virgo ruled house of work and health or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It's also your day-to-day agenda. Sorry, Zoe's scratching just on the other side of the camera. She's laid out on my bed, so if the camera's shaking, I apologize. But yeah, and we've got Mars moving into Aries in that 6th house. People could be tired of holier-than-thou attitudes or I was right, you were wrong. And it doesn't mean that it's you, Scorpio. I very well see you reacting to someone like this, like you're tired of them acting like that. Wands again, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be their sun, their moon, or their rising. Really just depends. Now the possible help in this situation is the 3 of Wands. And this is a decision between either one person making a decision between 3 different things or a person making a decision between 2 different things. Really depends. But it seems as though there is one preferred option above the others. And you probably already know what that is, Scorpio. You're pretty intuitive. You see past the veil. You know stuff without knowing how you know it. Wands energy again, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the 3 speaks to the 3rd house, and that is the house that's ruled by Gemini, the house of your communication, your short distance trips, your siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It deals with your neighborhood as well. It could be that you're looking to move neighborhoods. I think the help would be there in moving home. With all of the home energy that's going on, I feel like that's going to be the issue. If you're not moving, then you're redecorating. You're making your house look nicer. And I say that because of the final card in the situation, which looks to be the outcome. And this is the Empress. And she is the 3rd card in the Major Arcana, which speaks to that Gemini-ruled house of communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors, speaking about the neighborhood as well. The Empress represents the planet Venus. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, so that could be thrown in the mix somehow. Venus also covers the ideas of love and values. The Empress represents abundance and being able to produce with whatever she has, be it her skills or the things around her, to make her world and life better, and for herself and for those around her. I see this, feeling like Martha Stewart after you've redecorated or moved. If you're moving, it's like you're going to have resources open up for you because where you were was just too much. But if you're redecorating, then you're going to be like, oh, I want to do a DIY on YouTube, or I want to get my pictures up on Instagram. Let me show off, You're liking what you've done, and you're pleased with the results of your actions, with what you've produced and what you've done with your hands, with your abilities and the skills that you possess. Being able to make that magic happen. The Empress being in the outcome, because you've got Venus moving into the 5th house as well, I want to say some of you may be getting information about a pregnancy. If it's not that and you're an artist, it could be that you have a big buyer coming out and wanting to purchase some of your artwork is another thing that I see. If it's not you ending up pregnant, it may be a spouse, it may be a sibling or a cousin or one of your neighbors that's coming out pregnant. And it may be that you've been trying to get pregnant and you kind of feel jealous, looking like, well, when's the good stuff coming for me? And Scorpio, we've been to hell and back. Many, many Scorpios have been having a very difficult time. I really see this as making the decision to move. If it's not to move, then it's... If it's not moving your home, it may be moving your work. If it's not moving your work, then it may be dealing with like your higher education or possibly wanting to go on a trip somewhere. I did the math for this layout, and it totaled 227. 2 plus 7 is 9, and that's the Sagittarius ruled house. 9. Sagittarius ruled house of your higher education and the study of foreign languages. It's the study of religion, philosophy, astrology. It covers legal system matters, political matters. Like I said, it's your worldview expanded through study, travel, or, connection. I pulled for you a healing and meditation oracle card, and it was sleep. Jupiter is in the 12th house for us, and I know for me, I felt when Jupiter moved into the Scorpionic 12th house, because I had a hard time sleeping after the fire, but I'm really having a hard time sleeping now. It's like the messages I'm receiving are so big and so bold and so bright and so attention-getting that it sends my nervous system into hyperdrive, and I can't get back to sleep. I literally get up 5 or 6 times a night. I really just catnap. So this card really makes me kind of chuckle. For the sleep card, it says, practicing meditation and deep breathing will help you achieve a deep state of relaxation, which in turn encourages sleep and energy renewal. Lie down and let the following thoughts enter your mind. I am very still and within myself. I am aware of every part of my body. I can feel my body's contact with the mattress beneath me. I can let go and feel no pain. For those of you who can sleep, sleep would be good for you. If you can't sleep, then try to just rest. It could be that some of you are getting some really big messages in your dreams as well. Some of you may be getting like prophetic dreams, like seeing this house of where you need to be, or seeing this area of where you need to be, or seeing this job of where you need to be, or seeing which school you need to go to, or which country you need to visit. It's like some of you may be being triggered by what's going on in your sleep or in your dreams as well. Now, I'm probably going to massacre this name, but I'll spell it for you. It's Shiva Lingam, Shivalingam. Shiva Lingam. This covers the area of Kundalini, vitality, rebirth, and oneness. It heals and amplifies the vibration of the sacral chakra. Shiva Lingam is the stone of sexual energy or prana. It opens the Kundalini, awakens passion, treats impotence and infertility. This is very much a fertile card. And spurs creativity. You have pulled this card because it's time for your sacral liberation and discovery, or creative inspiration. Meditate with Shiva Lingam to welcome a creative breakthrough, ignite sexual magic, and align with the divine. Venus moving into that 5th house, this card really helps solidify the synchronicity in the cards and how they fall. Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. Please take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through private battles some of us may never speak about to another living soul. I'm going to be starting very soon on the 2017 Heads Up video. I'll try to have that series done around the same time as this series and release them closely in conjunction, probably a week apart. I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to do that. Probably this series first, just because it's going to be shorter. I think the 2017 videos are looking like, with the cards that I'm wanting to do and the amount of astrology I'm going to talk about, looks about like an hour-long video. So probably the January videos will get released first, but just shortly after then, the 2017 Heads Up videos will be up. That's what I'm planning anyway, Scorpio. I hope to see you for those, and I also hope to see you for the mid-January reading, closer to the full moon, where I pull some more cards for clarity for you as well. Take care of yourself, Scorpio. I hope you're well. And until the next time, bye y'all, and namaste.